Hey guys, Mark Holmes here, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, man, this literally does not work. How are you guys doing this evening? Getting ready to watch the Colts versus the Texans game that nobody thought that the Colts would actually be playing for first place, but there they are. Um, some news, of course, on the Dallas Cowboys that just came across that Vander Esch. What's up, Alec? How you doing? You are the first one to comment, so welcome. Um, Vander Esch, back injuries, which makes sense because I've been looking at, and if you watched Okoye Media, Okoye, better known as MythBusters, has been, looked at Vander Esch a couple weeks ago. And when you looked at Vander Esch looked like he was taking bad angles and he wasn't able to kind of wolf hunt like he did last year. So seeing him, missing tackles left and right, it didn't seem like something was right. We already know that he had a problem with the neck. Hopefully this is nothing serious. Oh, we losing? Well, no, I'm not going that far. I'm not saying we're losing because I'll be honest with you, Van Der Esch has not had the season that he had last year. This season had been basically kind of that sophomore slump, and this may explain quite a bit. Now, on the injury front, on the grand scheme of things, we're actually doing better than we had been because you got Connor Williams miraculously after 2 weeks of having knee surgery. He's back in a full participant in practice. You got Jeff Heath out there practicing again, so he only missed that one game. He's back. And surprisingly, this may be the first time all season that Amari Cooper has actually been practiced. He practiced yesterday and today, which is unheard of for Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper having the season that he has without being able to practice has been crazy. Thank you, Alec. I appreciate that you like the content. I try. I try hard, man. I'm doing a couple of things different. I posted a video. I just posted a video. Then it came across that Van Der Esch was hurt, and I'm working on dinner, and I wanted to actually live stream during the game a little bit for the first half. But it came across about Van Der Esch, so I wanted to come through and tell you guys about it. But I've been doing some work on the man cave a little bit and working on the studio, making some changes. I actually got these little tiny mouses for the computer because I had the regular size ones, but I got three of them, actually four of them. So I got these smaller ones which make it easier, so they're all color coded. And if you look at this video where I basically trash Carson Wentz, you'll see me actually using two monitors for the first time. Finally trying to branch out and get some more going. Hey, Joseph, you made my day. Oh my God. Joseph has what must be the Cowboys treasure trove. I'm trying to figure out a way that I can go to Arizona just to go hang out with Joseph at his house. You guys saw the banner, right? The banner that I got from Zeppelin fan. Finally found the place and we put it up on the wall and stuff. Well, Joseph has a banner from when he was a kid. Now Joseph is, he's like me, old. He's got a couple more years on me. So he has this banner from when he was 5. So we're talking about like 67. He's sending that to my buddy Damon at Collector's World to get it mounted. And I've got a special surprise for him because I want to add a couple of things to it that's going to make it really, really cool. But don't tell him. Shh, it's secret. It's secret. Don't tell him, okay? But after seeing how good this thing looks mounted, it literally made me look at my stuff that I have that I've always been proud of, the way I put it together, and said, it's trash! It's trash! I need to get him to do it. So I've got a jersey from Roger Staubach that's autographed, and I've got a picture from the 80s that I got signed by Roger Staubach. So I was going to take those to him and get that stuff mounted together, so that way it's like a collection. So that way I can say, honey, look, I'm not getting more stuff. I'm coordinating. I'm collecting it. It's a collection. So you got Roger Staubach. I got the little Jobu Roger Staubach jersey and all that stuff together. And he says, well, I've got some football cards, trading cards when I was a kid. He's got a Roger Staubach rookie card that he had as a kid. So, oh, I see. Oh, there's the Eagles fans. Oh, I'm glad to see you guys have some life because you guys seem to have been missing quite a bit. You've been missing in action. So I'm glad to see that you guys are still okay because I figured I'll go ahead and do a troll video just to kind of wake you guys up. So he's got a Roger Staubach rookie card. I think he said number 351. Now, I don't do trading cards and all that, but I know to have one that's original, that's 50 years old. 50 plus years old. And so I'll get that mounted with the jersey and all that, which will be incredible. Um, yeah, so original premise, why we originally came on here, is that Vander Esch, and Vander Esch has not been making tackles like he did last year. Um, we're fine. You'll be talking once we run the, oh man, please. You know what? No. Hold on. Eagle. You guys got the Super Bowl. I'll give you that. And you guys had a great run that year playing on that fourth place schedule. You guys had a beast of an offensive line. You had a great running attack. And Carson Wentz ended up driving that bus really good for 13 weeks until he got hurt. And then Nick Foles came in and finished driving the bus all the way to Super Bowl. I can't take that away from you. But to say that you guys run the NFC East, come on, man. Put down the crack pipe. For the last 3 years, Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys are 17-5. 5! Eagles, you're trash. Okay? Just stop it. Don't make yourself look stupid, okay? All your players are injured. Get out of here. We have to drop Thompson to help stop the run. Now, back to this game on Sunday. So we're getting healthy with the exception of Vander Esch. But here's the thing. Good news, bad news. Good news is it's not going to be freezing cold. Right now it's looking to be about the high temperature in New England, 49, and this time of year that's good. Oh, there's my girl, Miss Jackie. Hey, Miss Jackie, how you doing? How you doing, Miss Jackie? But there won't be snow, but there's going to be rain. They're talking about a half an inch of rain on Sunday. Now, you know they keep the field covered until, just about game time, so it shouldn't be too much. It's not like a trash field like, they have at FedEx. Stop lying there. Trash, and you know it. Okay. All right, come on, man. So it's going to be, and they're talking about 10 to 15 mile an hour winds. So that's going to cut down on the passing game. It may end up being an old school run the game, which I think actually could favor the Dallas Cowboys because the passing defense of New England is really good. They're only giving up like 5.3 yards a pass play, although they've been playing some challenged teams offensively. But against the run, they've been giving up 4.6. So, bad field conditions, Zeke Elliott, offensive line, you get Connor Williams back and things. It's going to have to be a ground and pound, and we need Zeke Elliott to step up and eat. Now, back to you Eagles here, who're here. You know what I think the real problem is with the Eagles? Do you? Do you, Punk? Do you? I think as you look at the Colts over here, which are surprisingly in first place, where they've taken Jacoby Brissett and made him actually a really good quarterback, I got to tell you, I think you guys miss Frank Wright. I think Frank Wright was the guy who got Carson Wentz and Nick Foles playing as good as they did. And now that guy is gone, it's not the same team. I'm telling you. Is Rashid in here? Poor guy. You're so mixed up. Cowboys' biggest game by far. Oh, yeah. But see, here's the thing. It'll be a big game. But you know what? This week is really going to determine our season. The next week. Because not only do we play New England on Sunday, Thursday we got Buffalo on Thanksgiving. 1 week, 2 games. Nelson Aguilar got a burner account. Well, you close this down. Yeah, Vander Esch has not been having the season that he had last year. This may be that sophomore slump, but it may be that that neck has been bothering him for quite a bit. Because I don't know if you guys have ever had because see, we had to get a new mattress because I kept having the stiff neck, and I was like every time I tried to back up, I couldn't turn my head, And here's the thing: where your head goes, your body goes. So if you can't turn your head, you're not going to be able to turn and make moves on players. And maybe that's the reason why the last couple of weeks he just has not looked the same tackling the ball and attacking. So, let's see. I know Sean Lee's getting up there and stuff, but thank God that we got Sean Lee. Well, Carl, here's the thing. Here's what here's what I said. The Cowboys need to go 5-1 the rest of the way. And they need to make sure they beat the Eagles. They have to win one or the other and the Eagles. If you win against either New England or Buffalo and beat the Eagles, you're okay. If you win both of these, you're freaking fantastic. If you win both of these, then you've got a chance to maybe step up in the playoff race some, be a higher seed. Because you're going to look at San Francisco has got a killer schedule going the rest of the way. They've got no patsies. I mean, they're playing like New Orleans. They're playing Seattle. They're playing Green Bay. I mean, I think 5 of their last games are teams that are will be in the playoffs. So you could see them come back down to earth. Minnesota's got to play Green Bay. One of those guys could step up. Not even the Giants team, Miss Jackie. I'm the boss. So that's the news that we got. Good news on injuries for Connor Williams back in practice. Amari Cooper, full participant. Jeff Heath, full participant. Bad news is it looks like Vander Esch has got back neck issues and won't be there. Come on, man. Texas Sports Roundup. I honestly don't understand why this isn't a primetime game. You know what? I'm actually happy because when we end up having those night games, I'm sorry, it's hard because I'm here on the East Coast. Game's over at 11:30. I want to do post-game stuff, but I got to go to work the next day. So 4 o'clock to 7 o'clock, I'm okay with because then we can talk about it for hours afterwards. I got faith, sunshine. I got faith. I always have faith. Troy and Joe will be pissed. Well, it's actually, I didn't know it, but it's Troy Aikman's birthday and Michael Strahan, both of them. E-Girls will be 6-10. Ooh, they won't be that bad. Is Jobu's Man Camp? We'll be live for the game, definitely. Definitely. In fact, we're going to have Jet D in the house. I think did somebody just give me a super chat? Thank you. Carolina's Cowboys. Thank you very much for that super chat. I appreciate it. I want better quarterback. Okay. You know what, Martinez? What quarterback are you going to have that's better? Please tell me. This is the kind of stuff. I'm sorry, I don't mean to throw venom at you. You want a better QB. So who's the better QB that you want? Okay? Who? Please tell me. Because right now, Dak Prescott is second only to Pat Mahomes in yards per game. You know that the Dallas Cowboys are the only team that are over 500 on third down first downs. 58% of the time on third down, they're getting first downs. Nobody else is even in the 50s. Okay? Okay? Even though the Dallas Cowboys lead the league in drops, they still lead the league in yards per game. So I ask you then, who do you want to have for a quarterback? Because I know people say Pat Mahomes, I tell you what, Pat Mahomes didn't look like Pat Mahomes last week since he came back from the injury. Yeah, that's right, he got injured. Carson Wentz, please don't get me started on Carson Wentz because Dak Prescott's got 1,000 yards more than Carson Wentz this season. 1,000 yards. And by the way, Carson Wentz over the last 2 seasons is 10-11. So you want that guy? You want Baker Mayfield? How about him? You want Baker Mayfield? He's throwing to Odell Beckham. What'd that do for him? He got people around him, but ain't doing jack, is he? Huh? I'm sick and tired of all these people that keep saying, we need a better quarterback. Well, right now, you're looking at a guy who's easily top 5. Top 5. So who are you trying to get? Please, I'll wait. Because I still hear people talking about, oh man, let's get Tom Brady. Have you really looked at the numbers? Do you guys actually pay attention to what's going on out there? Because let's look at Tom Brady here. Over the course of the last 7 games, he's got 7 TDs and 5 interceptions, averaging about 205 yards a game. That's Tom Brady with 6 rings. You want that guy? Do you? Do you? Do you? I'm just asking. I'm asking. You want, maybe you want Kirk Cousins. You want Kirk Cousins? Is that the answer? Huh? Come on now. Let's be 100% real right now. Let's be 100% real. Because I'm tired of this stuff, and I started to do this, but see, here's the thing. Whenever I do this, people take it that I'm trying to trash somebody else, but I'm not trying to trash somebody else. When I go through and I say, here's what Tony Romo did, it's not that I'm trying to cut down Tony Romo, but see, you hating ass people out there will take it that, oh, Dak sucks so bad. You're trying to say Tony Romo sucks that bad. No, you missed the damn point. The point about it is this. If you think that Tony Romo is great and at this level, guess what? You got another guy who's just as great. Maybe even better. So where's the problem? Why are you guys getting mad about that? Because take a look at how many, I started to do this today, but I just said, maybe I shouldn't do this. Because whenever I do this, people get mad. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do this. Because I keep getting all these people that just keep hating. I get it. In 2017, the second half of that season, you can look at that and say, yeah, Dak was some garbage. I get that, okay? But since that time, since the middle of last year, he's been playing incredible. And you could go through, because here's what drives me crazy is, take a look at Carson Wentz's rookie year. You know, a lot of these talking heads will say, well, Carson Wentz got better numbers than Dak Prescott if we don't count the first year. Yeah, actually now it's not even with just that one gone. If you don't count this year and you don't count the rookie year, you could say Carson Wentz had better numbers. Because right now, he doesn't anywhere close to it. Carson Wentz had a window of about 13 games when he played really good. His rookie year sucked. His second year when they had a 4-play schedule, played really good for 13 games, then got hurt. And since that time, he's 10-11, and I got to tell you, the last 6 games, he's averaged about 218 yards and about a touchdown a game. Not exactly world-beating numbers. Not exactly world-beating numbers. In fact, you could say he's some trash. But people will defend him and say, oh, well, his receivers drop balls. He don't have good talent around him. You know, remember how people used to attack Dak and say, well, he needs to have these guys around him. He needs people. He can't do it himself. Well, apparently, neither can Carson Wentz. So now that you got me pissed off here, Martinez, who do you want for quarterback? Who? I'm sick and tired of people talking about Dak Prescott like he's garbage, like he's trash. He's not trash, guys. I'm going to take Tony Romo's numbers his first 4 years of playing. Not 4 years, because first 2 years his ass was sitting on a bench. He wasn't good enough to start over guys like Quincy Carter or Chad Henne, okay? Okay? But even if we take those first 4 years, I know what some of you guys are going to say. Well, you know, if Tony Romo had the team around him like Dak Prescott has, do you know that 2017 had 13 Pro Bowlers and I believe 4 All-Pros on the team? But I still believe, even with that 2017 season that wasn't very good, I think Dak Prescott actually has more touchdown passes, more yards, and a better completion percentage than Tony Romo had his first 4 years. I'm going to do that tonight. That'll be my fireside chat, because I'm sick and tired of this stuff here. And here's the thing. If, let's say, hypothetically, the Cowboys make the playoffs and they win at least one playoff game, then that means that Dak Prescott has as many playoff wins as Tony Romo in his 4th year. Does that at least elevate you guys to at least think of him like Tony Romo level? I'm not saying he's Hall of Famer like, you know, Troy Aikman or Roger Staubach. I didn't say he was that guy. But if he ends up having more yards, more touchdown passes in the first 4 years than Tony Romo, has as many playoff wins, and ends up having 3 out of 4 years of a division crown, does that at least elevate you? Or is this the Kevin Milton syndrome that he can win 5 or 6 Super Bowls and he still will be trash? Is that the kind of thing in there? Martinez, did you leave? Did I make you run away? Because all this stuff about, Zeke Elliott the last couple of weeks in this season has not been Zeke. I hope Zeke gets back to being Zeke. But here's what the Cowboys finally figured out. The Cowboys finally figured out that Dak Prescott is good at distributing the ball to the guy that's open or making some tight window passes. I know you guys don't believe it. But you look at what Randall Cobb is now doing, and although Randall Cobb was doing it, but we kept getting it called back. You look at Michael Gallup being hit. You look at Blake Jarwin. You look at Jason Witten's number. You look at Tony Pollard. Having these weapons around here, Dak's going to find whoever's going to be open. And it'll be a nightmare if we can continue to do that, because it's like you can't focus on one thing. Think about Denver 2017. When the Cowboys shut down Zeke Elliott, coach staff was like, what do we do? They're stopping Zeke. What do we do? They didn't know what to do because they didn't have anything else. Zeke got shut down against Minnesota, and we were doing what we needed to. We were passing the ball and picking up yardage, but the team got stuck on stupid and went back to saying, let's run the ball so we can, run the ball. That's what we do. And against the Lions, you saw Zeke Elliott was just as bad as he was against the Vikings running the football. The offensive line was not opening up the holes. But it was Dak Prescott passing the ball to those guys and those guys making the plays. So I ask you again, Martinez, did you leave? See, if you're going to be mad enough, see, here's the thing, and I hate to go whole ham on a Cowboy fan. I hate to do that. But if you're going to go and come in here into Jobu's man cave and talk about my quarterback or say something about me, you better be ready to have it come back at you. And you better have yourself together, because I will, believe me, come back at you. I will. And I'm going to tell you one thing. Up in here, see, up here, okay? I don't remember everything, but numbers are something that I keep in here really, really good. It's statistics. I see things with numbers. I'm going to prove your ass wrong with numbers. Yeah. And I'm going to tell you, 4 is a magic number. So, I guess he's not, I guess I just lost a subscriber. Cap over Dak. Come on, man. Oh boy. Okay. All right. Why don't you trolls leave? No, that's okay. I don't mind trolls. You know, I love to argue. You and your wife had a dream of you that had us that we were making a movie. I hope it wasn't a Bow Wow movie documentary on my life story, and The Rock was playing you. Can you smell what The Rock is cooking, Jobu? Now that's a funny one. I got to remember that one. That's a good one. Okay. Opinions versus opinion. Important NFL game on right now. Oh yeah. Well, this. Again, this is what I think is wrong with the Eagles, is the fact that they don't have Frank Ray. It's 3rd and 6 right now with the Texans. With the Colts on their 45-yard line. They're not going to let Dak slide away. Texans get the sack. I did a video earlier today because I've been sitting here thinking about this, but the NFL is about to have a major windfall of money because of streaming rights, because of gambling, because of a 17-game schedule that they're trying to work out. What you're going to see is the salary cap blow up. I'm telling you, within 2 years, I guarantee it's going to be $250 million or more. In which case, then, you're going to see all these contracts go up. And in the grand scheme of things, for Dak, he's got insurance. He's got endorsements to the tune of $50 million. It's not like he's starving. So time is on his side. And if he rushed to go ahead and get paid, say he did at the end of the season, it could have been $28 million. Okay, well, right now, you got to look at him and say, Russell Wilson's at 35. Russell Wilson's got more miles on him. Dak Prescott's numbers are almost as good as Russell Wilson's. And he stays healthy. He hasn't had any nagging injuries. We haven't seen him on an injury report ever. And you see this guy getting better and better. And you say, you know, we could have about another 10 years of this guy. So when you think of the next 4 or 5 years, and if just hypothetically, if the salary cap just goes like it's been going, you got to look at the salary cap over the next 5 years going up at least $12 million a year. So you're talking about $50 million over the next 4 years of more cap space. And for Dak to wait, it's enabled the Cowboys to be able to sign, you know, free agents, to get Michael Bennett, to get your Robert Quinn, to get all these guys in here, get them under contract. And they will find a way to sign Dak. Trust me, they will. It's not about the money. It's really about the person feeling like we got the better deal. Dak is going to get the bag this year. Oh, he will. He will. But even hypothetically, if he ends up getting tagged, if they don't get it worked out, he's still going to get $33 million. It's not ideal not to have that security, but with the season that he's having, do you think he's going to lose any endorsements? He's going to get even more endorsements after this season. And for him to be in the position that he's in, the Cowboys would want not to wait. I think he'll get paid as soon as the season's over with. At this point, there's 6 games left. It's not really that important right now. And apparently, here's the difference too. I want you to think about this here. This is where I think actually Dak Prescott is playing mind games. Seriously. Dak Prescott, you think about Russell Wilson. What did Russell Wilson do? He said, if I do not sign a long-term deal by April 15th, I will never, ever sign a deal with you. He put it out there in blast. What did D-Law do? I'm not getting my shoulder fixed until I get a contract. And you could say that hurt him. What did Zeke Elliott do? I ain't coming to camp until I get a deal, right? You can look at 2 of those 3 and say they hurt the players' production on the field. But they got their money. Dak didn't do that. Dak's not going to. Because he realizes, what's the rush? I'm betting on me. I know I've got Amari Cooper right now. I got Randall Cobb who wants to be here. He came to me and said, I know Michael Gallup is going to be able to do some things. I got Zeke Elliott, got my offensive line. And I make it through this season and I play lights out because I know I can. I'm going to break the bank. Yeah, you're right about that, Joseph. He will be rewriting the books. But I just wanted to come on. Do I think Wentz is a bad quarterback? No, I don't think Wentz is a bad quarterback. Right now, some of it's Wentz, some of it's the team around him stinks. He doesn't have the horses. You can see what he did 2017 when he had a team around him. You saw what he was able to do. Right now, he doesn't have that same team around him. He doesn't have the receivers. He doesn't have the offensive line. He doesn't have the running game. And that puts him back to being like, say, Tampa Bay. You have to forget the stuff. The narratives that you always hear on TV are so wrong. It's like, do you guys actually watch football? Because they always say that, a quarterback elevates the players around. Yes, they do to a point. But if you don't have players, if you got nothing but trash, I don't care who you are. Do you think that Joe Montana would have 4 Super Bowl rings if he played for Tampa Bay? Do you? Because by their argument, you could have taken Joe Montana and put him in Cleveland and they would have won Super Bowls. That's the way they make you think. That just because you had Joe Montana, do you think Troy Aikman would have gotten those 3 rings without Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin, and that offensive line? I don't think so. He's a great quarterback. There were a lot of great quarterbacks. You can look at Dan Marino. Dan Marino, to me, is still one of the best quarterbacks I've ever seen in my life. But he didn't have the running game with him, didn't have the defense, and he didn't have the rings. You got to have people around him. And I'll take Dan Marino even with Joe Montana. I think you put Dan Marino in San Francisco, he's got 4 rings. I'm not sure Joe Montana would have 4 rings with Dan Marino. That's the way it is. So anyway, I'm going to go in here and eat some dinner, and then I'm going to come back later and do a fireside chat. Yeah, Tom Brady. Imagine Tom Brady with Cleveland. Imagine that. All right, so everybody, you're up to speed. Vander Esch is out. He's dealing with neck and back injuries, which explains a lot because he has been missing a lot of things. This week is an important week because we've got New England and we've got Buffalo Bills on Thanksgiving. So we got to take care of business. We take care of business. The sky's the limit. We don't, well, we're the Eagles. All right, I'll see you guys.